Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Playlisted podcast. We are very happy to have you here. We do ask that y'all be quiet and respectful when the artists are playing. This is a podcast. It is being recorded on video and right here. Do not be quiet when they're done playing. That would be really awkward. If you have ever played music before, you know how that goes. So without further ado, introducing your host, Austin Burke.
What's going on, Nashville? How we doing? That's what's up. That's what's up. You're in for a treat tonight. We got two of my best buddies in Nashville. Man, it's going to be fun. Dean, are you ready?
I'm ready.
How was your week? How was your week?
Busy, but good. Yeah, can't complain.
Good, man.
Same old.
Cody, you have a good week? Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Whew.
Waste Management Open?
I just got back from the Waste Management Open, and always crazy. It's my hometown in Scottsdale, so if you hear something in my voice, I'm not sick. I was just rooting hard for the hole-in-one, you know. God. Well, we got some great talent coming up on the stage, but before then, we are blessed to be here with some of Nashville's greatest songwriters. They are unbelievable in every aspect of the way, and a damn good time, that's for sure. Representing Playing Through, give it up real quick for Cole Taylor and Tyler Reeve.
What's up?
Oh, boy.
Let's do this thing.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble. How you boys doing?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be you.
Tyler Reeve and Cole Taylor, some of the best songwriters in Nashville. What is Playing Through? Can you explain Playing Through? Because we're here representing Playing Through all night. Explain what you guys do and a little bit about your company.
I think basically we during COVID we tried to go somewhere to play golf, and they were like, "Do you want to come play golf?" And we're like, "Yeah." They're like, "We'll play a show for you. You just take care of our golf." And then they were like, "How much do we owe you?" And we thought it was like a fair trade, and then we said like an obscene amount of money, and they were like, "Yeah, that's cool." And so that's how it started.
And nice. I mean, I'll say, in COVID, you couldn't play a show anywhere. And if you did, there was, 5 people there, 6 feet apart. So you filled out the room. And we were like, oh, we can go to golf courses and we can play shows and get to do what we love, golf, and then get to do what we also love, music. And we just... Playing Through was born in the middle of the air coming back from one of the said golf trips.
Yeah. I love it. So you're both in golf. That's how we became friends. We golf a lot
Yep.
together, and they were playing some Golden Tee over there before the show started.
You've also hit more buildings than anyone I know.
Dude, I was telling...
I played like 2 rounds of golf with Austin, and he hit like 4 buildings. I was like, bro, I don't think I've ever hit a building in my life.
I hit one on Golden Tee a while ago, and there's not even buildings there.
Dude, I was telling this story because we played that course this weekend, and I was like, you see that building? It was the first hole we did a shotgun. It was the first hole. I go, you see that building right there? Yeah. I nailed that building and was so lucky I didn't break a window, and Tyler did not give me enough shit for the rest of the trip. So, yeah.
I did, though.
I did.
I was like, bro, you hit it so far left, you didn't even hit the window.
Yeah, it was like 2 a.m. at Whiskey Row, and you're like, bro, you nailed that building. I was like, can we forget about this? Oh, my God. So, all right, Tyler, where are you from, man? Give us a little bit of story of your history, where are you from, and how you got to Nashville.
I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I went to Florida State for college and ended up here to write songs, and that's it. That's the long story.
We'll dive deeper, don't worry.
A little long story.
We'll dive deeper. Cole, where are you from, and how'd you get to Nashville?
I grew up in a little town called Cuthbert, Georgia, which is about as big as this room right here. And I graduated with 18 people and went to college down in Valdosta and was kind of playing the bars there. And Cole Swindell told me, he was like, man, if you want to be in the music business, you got to move to Nashville. and moved to Nashville, which I actually met Tyler when I was 17. He was opening up for Corey Smith, and that was the first time. No, 3 months later, he was living in Atlanta, and I go up to Peachtree Tavern. Our good buddy Bradley Jordan owned it, and that's the first time I've seen a street light 3 different ways, looking at the same street light. He got me drunk for the first time when I was 17 years old. And then I moved.
I was like, come on, man. I've been getting drunk since I was 14. I didn't know 17 was your first time.
My then girlfriend, now wife, we would stay at his place in East Nashville when we'd come up here and visit. And then we just made the move. Made the move to here to be the songwriters.
That's awesome, man. I'm going to just draw the first name and give that to Dean while we're still talking. So for any of y'all that are not familiar with the concept of this podcast, of this show, I realize there's so much talent in Nashville, and I'm an independent artist, and there's not enough platforms to get good songs to be heard. And so I wanted to create a show that had a podcast format, but also a playlist that you can that can grow and become hopefully one of the biggest playlists in the world. That's my goal. So we're gonna have 6 people come up and play songs that draw their name out of a hat. We bring them up, they sing a song, and they got 2 of the best songwriters in Nashville that are gonna tell them honest feedback on what they think. And so they are some brave souls to come up here, but we're excited to have them. You know, you guys, you write every single day almost, and play a lot of golf, but write a lot. And it's a job. Can you explain how it's a job to people? People think we do this for fun. And I don't think they realize how much work goes into it and in the process.
I want to take this first because I want to say something. So Cole Taylor is the hardest working person I know in songwriting. So take apart the fact that we go on the road and play songs and, you know, sit out there with our guitars and play songs. But this guy will be like, he's my best friend. And I'm like, yo, man, can you meet up at 1 o'clock? He's like, well, I have a 9 o'clock, and then I have an 11 o'clock, and then I have a 3 o'clock. This guy's writing like this. He has multiple #1 hits, and he's still writing like 3 times a day. And I think usually what happens is as you get the hits, you feel like you're like, I can just kind of sit back and write when I want to. He's one of the people that is like, I'm still going to get it every day. Like, I don't do that. I'm like, no, I'll just play golf and meet me on 15 at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But so when you say it's a job, like it is a job. Like we have to go do it, and it's weird because you go sit down at 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning and meet people you never met and sit down and write. I mean, that's a job part of it, and you have to do that. And I still do it. But there are some people that do it like they're like, I'm gonna do this like all the way through over and over again. And then there's people like me where I'm like, I want to do it like when I want to do it. But then you watch, like you see him succeed in songs. It's like you got to go get it, man. Nothing will ever find you while you're sitting there waiting for it to come to your lap. So like you got to chase it, you know.
Yeah, I think of it as a numbers thing, like kind of you get through the bad songs to find the good ones, and we all write bad songs, and we all have really bad songs that do good. I mean, we have songs that you're like, that's just one of the bad ones, but then it resonates with somebody else that's sitting in the crowd, and what's bad to you is great to somebody else, and what's good to you is bad to somebody else, and you never know what a day's going to bring, and that's the joy I get out of songwriting. Of every day is something new. That's the beauty of songwriting. You see somebody new every day. You find a different idea every day, and it could be you're chasing a tempo down the road, and you're like, hey, that's all right, and then there's some other artist somewhere that's like, oh, I needed that tempo. Thank you for writing it that day. So that's what drives me every day, is just finding that new thing.
I love it. No, every day's different, and you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Well, we got a songwriter that's about to play a song for us. The first name pulled tonight, Miss Megan Kelly, singing her song "Dancing All Around It."
Running Running every red light, chasing love and starlight, didn't make it there in time. We found our way inside, stayed up with the sunrise, best day of my night. Now it's all hazy, driving me crazy, got me holding on so tight. What you doing to me, seeing right through me, from your eyes I can't hide. Oh, oh, dancing all around it, spinning, spinning. You didn't come with a warning, getting so close, never close enough. Let me on fire every time we touch. Oh, oh, dancing all around it. Don't you know I can't quit? Hit me like a cigarette every time you pick me up. Give me a different view, take me somewhere new. Wouldn't mind if we get stuck. Tell me all your secrets, tell me that you mean it, tell me that you'll be mine. Walking on the edge, falling in fast, baby, you know why. Oh, oh, dancing all around it, spinning, spinning. You didn't come with a warning, getting so close, never close enough. Let me on fire every time we touch. Oh, oh, dancing all around it. Dancing all around it, spinning, spinning. You didn't come with a warning, getting so close, never close enough. Let me on fire every time we touch. Oh, oh, dancing all around it, spinning, spinning. You should have come with a warning, pull me in close, never close enough. Let me on fire every time we touch. Oh, oh, dancing all around it.
Come on.
Thank you.
Miss Megan Kelly. Megan, where are you from?
I'm originally from Houston, just outside of Houston, the Woodlands.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. What inspired that song, and who'd you write it with?
I wrote it with Emma James and Hannah McDonald. Emma is an artist out of Texas, and we were writing for her that day, and she wanted something that was a little bit different from her usual, and so we just kind of wrote about the whirlwind of falling for somebody.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, I think she's from Texas. She's a
She
Texas artist.
is, yeah,
Okay, cool,
yeah.
cool. We'll have to check her out. Emma
She's
James.
awesome,
Nice.
yeah.
Did you just wrote it, the two of you?
With Hannah McDonald, who is a songwriter here in Nashville.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I love the commerciability aspect that y'all tackled the song with. You know, everybody loves the oohs and the ahs, and I love those chords too. I think that. How old are you?
Oh, I'm 39.
That's a rude thing for me to ask.
It is a
lady.
rude thing, but I'm going to answer it.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's okay. We're
I
all
think-
friends here, right?
Yes. No, I think the song's great. I think the commerciability aspect of the writing from it is right where you need to be with it, and I think that's great.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that.
Actually, I have so you're from Texas?
Yeah, I am.
Do you know Mike Ryan?
I know of him.
So one of my favorite songs in the whole world is a song he wrote called "Dancing All Around It."
Oh.
And so it's the same thing. So all I would say is like where you have like the positive sides of that being like the chorus and like melodically driven stuff. There are people that go and write like something like that we're like, no one's thought of that, like no one's done that. So Dancing All Around It, if the girl wants to do it, she should probably like look up Mike Ryan and talk to him about like doing that, because he's from Texas and he has a similar thing that is like one of my favorite songs ever written, where I'm like, I would throw my guitar in the river to write the same version of it. So that's, I think it's like...
Well, where's your guitar and where are we going to throw it?
Who knows? But
Yeah,
that's
we'll
awesome.
have to check that one out.
No,
It's
I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So it says here, it says that you were a junior high teacher and you now write with one of your students.
Yeah,
Explain that.
Yeah, so I taught 7th grade English for well over a decade, and one of my students, when she graduated high school, came straight out here, and we reconnected after I moved, and now we write songs together.
That's gotta be kind of weird.
It was a little bit weird at
Did you teach
first.
in Texas? Or?
I taught in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's full circle then.
It is. It really is.
You must have been one of her favorite teachers then. Were you?
I mean, I hope so.
That's crazy. I can still remember.
Gotta be
some of
now.
her
I feel like she would tell me now. If I were to ask her, I think she would be like, "Yeah, you were number 3 on the list."
So, and then another thing you have here is it says you're a Tex-Mex snob.
Oh yeah.
So what's the
Yeah.
best Tex-Mex in Nashville?
I'm still looking for it, but the best queso is Torchy's, which
Well,
is
they're
also
Austin.
from
Yeah, they're
Texas.
from- yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywhere else? Superica? You don't like it?
I mean, no.
Yeah.
Tempo, the coffee shop Tempo has really great breakfast tacos.
Okay.
You should check that out.
I will check that out. I will check that out. Well, Megan, thank you so much for being on here.
Well,
We
thanks for
appreciate you,
having
and
me.
keep writing and keep doing your thing. That's a good title, and I didn't even know that song, but if that's one of your favorite
I didn't
songs, that's
either.
great. But great title, and hope to hear some of your stuff in the future.
Great song.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I want to keep the topic on songwriting for a second. A lot of times you see classes of guys kind of come up together. Who's kind of your crew? Who do you love to write with? Some of the songwriters that you love in town. And then how do you build that crew into people that you trust and want to, that if you get in the room, you have a good chance, odds of writing a good song with them?
Man, sorry, I'll take this one. I firmly believe, like, when you just move to town, like, when I moved to town, it was go to Tenerife, go to Losers, go to Winners, find people that you love and that you get along with, and just go see what happens. I mean, for me, it was John Langston, Travis Denning, Thomas Archer, Tyler. No, you were older than me, but we wrote together. Who else was in that? Jordan Rager. And we just kind of came up together, and finding people that are, where you are. None of us had hits. Kind of finding your crew, and kind of Matt Alderman was one of those, and just navigating what this whole industry is in the beginning. And we would all be at Losers. We'd be at Tin Roof and just kind of listening to the songwriter rounds, taking it in, waking up the next morning, going to write. And then, what was the second part of your question?
How the crew comes up together, and you're kind of explaining that.
Man, it's just crazy how you like
one hit, whatever from any of them.
you all come together, and then like Matt Dragstrom, I had my first hit with him, and he's from Chicago. He's nobody I hung out with. It was just like the room happened that day, and we write very well together. I have some dear friends. We haven't had hits together yet, but we write really good songs, and that just, you can't get frustrated with, oh, this song's really good. We're really good friends. Why are we not getting cuts together? Why are we not having hits? You just grow together, and you have to believe in the process of building the song and building your people. But like going back to like Matt Dragstrom's a really good friend of mine now. But when we had our first hit together, we were like, "Oh, I'm from Georgia. You're from Chicago. This shouldn't work." But for some reason, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, and I think people too are quick to not write with people after just one bad write, And
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. And honestly, I want this whole room, I want this to become a community. I want people to come in here and listen to a songwriter like Megan and be like, oh man, I like what she did there. I would love to write with her sometime. That's kind of the dream, is to have this become a big community, because honestly, it's kind of us against everybody. You know, a lot of like you guys, you've made it. Like when people look at you, you're like, you made it. And I don't know if you don't look at yourselves that way. I know you well enough to know you don't think that. But everybody in this room would die to have the hits you've had and the success that you've had. But like Tyler said, it's not given. And I know you guys work your ass off. And so my advice to everybody in this room is reach out to a Megan. Reach out to the people that are writing.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter who they are. You never know who you're going to meet that you could write your next hit with, you know. And so
I think just on the inside of that, when you ask the question, it's like, I think the people you like make your bones with, that you like get down in the depths with, and you're like, nobody has hits. Like Cole said, it's like no one has hits. And you meet these people, and you go out, you drink with them, you hang out with them, you bare your soul to those people, and then for some reason, like probably God given, but it seems like at the same time, you know, these people are like really good at writing songs, or you're good at writing a song, and they're good at writing a song, and you're like, man, I don't know why it's not working. And then just at some certain point, it's like everyone gets hits at the same time, and that's where you're talking about the classes, like how you're kind of in a class, and it doesn't matter how old you are or when you moved to town. It's the people you moved like here with or like talk to then, and they start having hits, and you start having hits, and once you do that, like that's the hard part. It's like, you know, people are like, why can't I write with like hit writers? It's like, because once we all are comfortable with each other, we don't want to write with you. Like I trust this, I trust this motherfucker, and I trust you. I trust someone else. So he's like, I want to like, I'll take a chance for sure on like a new writer.
But you've taken a million chances already. Yeah,
sure, but like it's like if anyone knew, like you could look at, like for me it's like Randy Montana and Jonathan Singleton and Channing Wilson and those guys. Like, you know, we didn't really have anything, and it's like, and now it's like you know that everyone is like, well, I just want to be in that group and write the song with those guys, and we're like, yeah, so do we. We just want to write in our group and like be our group and make it better. So
do you want to pick the next name before I cut you off?
Well,
sure.
You can cut me off
the next
too.
name.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give this to Dean.
I think
Here you go.
going back to the trust thing, I mean, for me, it was me meeting somebody and being like, I trust that you are here for the same reason I'm here, and we moved to this town for the same reason. Let's do the best we can do that day. And sometimes
that's a good point, man. I never thought it, because everybody thinks, they're like, oh man, this dude doesn't want to write with me. Like, I've even thought that myself. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll never get to write with this guy. But it's actually more, no. I've built up a rapport. I know that he's here for the right reasons, for the same reasons I am.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with me personally. I know as artists and songwriters, a lot of times we think, oh man, they're at the cool kids club, I'm not. But it's really just, you got to create your own club. You got to create your own table. And I think
100%. That's the thing. It's like what you're competing with when you want to go, like, I want to write with Cole Taylor. You're competing with him, like writing with like some of his best friends. So you have to figure out how do you become the person that goes and sits in the room with his best friends, and it might be him calling me one morning going, hey man, I just listened to Megan Kelly and she has like an awesome song and I think she's cool, like we should bring her in and write. That's how that happens, because we have to listen to each other for that. Like, for obviously we can't just write incestually on one thing and make it work. But yeah.
It's also vulnerable too. We're, you know, as songwriters, you put your heart and soul into songs and talk about some personal shit. It's kind of like therapy. You know, there's some stuff that you're going through and things that you don't necessarily want to talk to a random person about. So that's a big part of it as well.
Absolutely. But then when you're on the writing side, you're like, okay, what are you going through so I can help you write the song? You know, as writers, you're writing for the artist. It's a very service industry of if you're with the artist that day.
For sure.
What's your idea, and how can I help you bring that to life?
And it's trust-based too, by the way. So if you're writing songs, if you're a songwriter, I want to go in a room where, like, I know if I can't figure out that line, like, I trust the people in the room to come up with a line that I wanted to say. Like, that's a huge thing. And it when you come up with those people and do the same thing, when we had no hits and we were writing those same lines, and you get better as you go. But like then you get to that point and you're like, that's where it makes it hard. Where people are like, I don't understand why I can't just go write with you, and you're like, but I trust these people. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's like a job qualification too. You got to go to college and get your fucking degree in songwriting. You know.
Oh, we can cuss on this?
So, absolutely.
Just kidding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, whatever, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
I wanna thank Miss Ginn for being patient with us. I didn't realize you had an electric guitar, and that's my fault. But I'm excited because it's the first electric guitar on this stage. So thank you guys for
Big
bearing
day.
with us. Man, give it up for Ginn singing her song 1976.
You can't be my James Dean, I'll be your dancing queen. Cadillac limousine, won't you take me to the backseat? Cigarette smoke at dawn, windows down with the radio on. Cops are coming so we can't stay long, yeah, we're doing what we came for. So pass the butter, baby, pass the rum. You give me boogie fever, honey, just for fun, yeah. So look me in my eyes, show me what you're on. Yeah, so turn the beat around till the sun comes up. Take me back, take me back, take me back to 1976. Getting down, getting down, getting down when the backbeat hits. Take me back, take me back, take me back to 1976. In the round on the floor, VIP's 54. Can you feel it in the mix when it goes like this? Just like Bonnie and Clyde, take the money and run. We're burning through records hotter than the sun. Don't go breaking my heart, babe, I'll do more than dance. You're falling for me in this retro romance. That freak says chic, turn it up, babe. That night fever's got us feeling wild and free. I like the way you hustle when you move your feet. You and me getting funky in a fantasy. Pass the butter, baby, pass the rum. Yeah, you give me boogie fever, honey, just for fun. Oh yeah. So look me in my eyes, show me what you're on, and turn the beat around till the sun comes down. Yeah. Take me back, take me back, take me back to 1976. We're getting down, getting down, getting down when the backbeat hits. Yeah. Take me back, take me back, take me back to 1976. In the round on the floor, VIP's 54. Can you feel it in the mix when it goes like this? Trapped inside of this digital cage, there's nothing left on the page. Can our passion be saved? Oh, take me back to 19. Oh, take me back to 19. Oh, take me back to 1976. Woo! Take me back, take me back, take me back to 1976. We're getting down, getting down, getting down when the backbeat hits, yeah. Take me back, take me back, take me back to 1976. In the round on the floor, VIP's 54. Can you feel it in the mix when it goes like this? Yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 yeah. Oh, when it goes like this, yeah. Oh, when it goes like this, yeah. When it goes like this, yeah. When it goes like.
Come on. What a voice.
Hell yeah. I think that's like, immediately I feel like that is like, it's got like a little bit of the, like all of the 70s stuff in it. So awesome. And then you drop to the key change, which actually was not a thing in the 70s except for country, which is awesome that you
I did not know that.
go to the full-on key change, which they stole from Motown back in the 50s, but that's okay. But that was awesome. I think like
Thank you.
I think what you're going for there when you're singing that lyric and like taking me back to 76, that takes me back to 76. Pretty cool.
Sweet.
Felt like a little brick house and like a little bit of like all the Lionel Richie stuff and everything else. Super cool.
I loved the whole song. I loved the key change. Your voice in that last key, that mod, is really strong.
Thank you.
Really good there. And then I think on the end of the song, you could just do that. Take me back to 1970s. Do that more than it goes like this. But God, so good.
Thank you.
So good.
Yeah, I mean, I love your look. First of all, you got
you.
the '70s look. Are
These
those
are-
bell bottoms?
These are actually pants.
Those are pants.
I'm wearing them as a shirt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've done that before by accident.
That's bell toplums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not bell bottoms.
Wow.
Bell
Walking
tops.
out of the house, my wife's like, "You're wearing pants."
Yeah, that was me in Scottsdale this week. No, your voice. There's a certain tone in your voice when you get a little raspy,
Yep.
which you went to a little bit during the song. That I want you to lean into more in
Higher
future
one.
songs.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's special. It's like the difference of she's not just a regular singer. Like that's when
Agreed.
the soul. That's where I felt the soul in your voice, and so I would
was that
encourage
third
you to
one.
do that
Thank you.
a little bit more.
Yep.
Yeah.
I loved the references of 1976. I loved the electric guitar. It was well worth the wait. I
Thanks.
apologize for that because I set up the
all
making
good.
sure everybody's good.
Kinda matching,
So, but
too.
God, it was
Damn it, guitar
By the way,
player.
what's your guitar player's name?
This is Choice.
Choice.
He's the best.
Very nice to meet
He's
you.
my best
You
friend.
had a
choice.
choice of an acoustic.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And you chose right. You
Good
chose
choice.
right. You chose right. Man, that was. What'd you guys think? I mean, is that song out yet?
No, it will be out in April.
It will be out in April?
Yes, it is done.
Well,
it's coming
as
out
soon
with
as
the
it comes out in
project.
April, I'm putting it on the A list.
Thank you.
Oh, we got a list.
You just got A-listed, and I think you are a star. I think you got something cool about you. I'm very, very excited to hear more songs, so congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Have you recorded that song yet?
Yes, it is
Comes out in
recorded
April.
and done. It comes
Okay.
out in April. And
Okay.
if anyone in here or you guys, if you guys can guess the 10 song references from the 70s that I put in that song, I will personally buy you a shot from the bar over
shit.
there.
Well, after your performance, I will personally buy you a shot over there.
All right, we can do that.
I'll be a shot to not do that.
Rock, paper, scissors, no. I'll go do
No,
the shot with
you absolutely crushed it.
But tell us,
First electric guitar. I mean,
Yeah, give us your top 3 references
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that song?
Oh, okay.
'Cause I'm not guessing.
I gotta give you clues. All right, I'll give you
Not
give you
10.
some.
I don't want clues. I want just
Tyler
I heard
was
Bonnie
born
and
in the
Clyde.
70s.
I heard.
Yeah, so the song reference it. Well, first off, my mom's in the house over there, and we have to give her
What's
a shout
up,
out
Mom?
What's up, Mama?
because this song, she used to play disco music in 70s so much when I was growing up, and so I listened to all that kind of music.
Can
and
she
so this,
sing too?
Well, she probably can sing. She doesn't sing though,
Oh.
but she is a good singer. She's hiding it.
Next
you know?
week, she's on.
But yeah. But anyway, so a lot of this song is also like an homage to the 70s and all that music. So anyway, top references would probably be Le Freaks is Chic. That's in there. Don't Go Breaking My Heart is in there. And let's see, Boogie Oogie Fever. That's one of them in there
Nice.
too. So
I definitely heard some references, but I wasn't sure exactly. But
Yeah,
I
try
love
to
a
weave
song
them in
that's
there.
well written like that too. You know what I
Thank
mean? You
you.
could tell you put a lot of time into the references. That's always cool. That's
Who'd
a hard,
you write that with?
By the way, that's a hard song to write. When you sent in that title, I was like, just off the cuff. That's a hard song to write. Referring to a specific year, you better reference the shit out of it, and you did that. So
right. Well, so that song actually, I first came up with the concept and I wrote some of the verses in 2021 after I went on a date with someone who was born in 1976. So that's kind of how the song was inspired.
way too
But-
old for you.
Yeah, way too old. Way
She
too
likes
old.
older
Don't-
No
guys.
offense to
so-
anybody
Let's go.
born in '76,
But anyway.
but you definitely weren't born in 1976.
I bet Mom didn't know that.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Hi, Mom. But yeah, and then
Sugar daddy or what?
no, just somebody. And then I was like, well, this probably isn't gonna work.
Sounds
so,
like a salty daddy.
You got a song out of it, though.
I got a song out of it. But anyway, yeah, so then I had this concept and this idea, and I had the chords, and I was like, I really like this. I really want this to be a song, but like I needed to find the right people to help me finish it and make it a song. And so this last year, March or April of last year, I did a co-write with his name's J4 and Scott Barrier, and they kind of helped bring that song to life. And then
So that was 3
Toys and I
years.
are in a band together, and
3
brought
years
us
in the
band.
making.
Yeah, a long time in the making.
Good songs are worth
So,
waiting on.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So.
I'm super
Yeah.
happy too. I can't wait to hear the full production.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you
was
guys for
amazing.
having me. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You guys having fun out here tonight or what? I think the coolest part for me, somebody asked me the question the other day. They were like, what's the coolest part about starting this podcast? You know, I'm an artist myself, but it's been so fun to not focus on myself and to make, you know, something that's bigger than me and bring artists that like Ginn that just deserve to hear that, have that song be heard. I think that's like the coolest part about this is like, when do you hear that? Like, it's awesome. And by the way, I wanted to add to that. I think it was very Bruno Mars, Teddy Swims. Like, I love that, and I'm excited. I think you need to get them to feature on that song. Maybe Thomas Rhett. You know, very funky.
Very
What do
funky
you
guy.
think, Dean? You're a funky
I love
guy.
it. I love it. I've seen them play before, so I knew it was going to
so
be
you
good.
knew.
Yeah, but it was great. Anytime someone goes and it goes like this, and then they play a musical part, it's like yelling guitar in the '80s, and then they play a guitar solo. It always does it for me.
Why don't you pull another name just because we had to make some time go. I hear that you on the weekends, you know, you're writing 1 million songs a year. On the weekends, you're coaching your son's baseball team.
Yep.
How old is your son, and what's it like being a coach
Uh,
for a little league team?
Well, to be honest, I'm missing my middle child's t-ball practice tonight to be here.
Oh man. Well,
And I'm
I got to give
excited
you a
to
hug
be
for that because
here.
I know that means
No,
a
I'm just
lot.
kidding. I'm just
I know
kidding.
that means a lot.
So my
It
oldest
doesn't matter.
son,
You can't hit that will anyway.
my oldest son. So I started out as t-ball coach for my oldest, and I was like, probably not gonna do this t-ball anymore. So now we're at 7U. My oldest is 7 years old, and now I'm just third base coach, and I just I do their hitting drills and
Give him signs.
stand on third base, and I just wave them home. No, they're not old enough
not
yet
enough. They
to
don't know
these.
signs, yeah.
There's no signs. Only signs I have are for the coach to tighten up, the head coach. We're still in coach pitch.
That's cool. What's Tyler? You have a little boy. What's it like? What's it like being a dad? And this is a question for both of you. I just had my first kid a year ago, and he started walking. And Tyler wrote me. He's like, "Oh man, he started walking. Get ready."
Damn
So
right.
yeah, and it's been mayhem since the last 15 days that he started walking. But what's it like being a dad and being in the music industry? I think that's something nobody really talks about.
I mean, it's hard being away, but I think like they know, man. They know like if you're there for them, like legit. Like when you're home, they just want to be around you. I also think like you're right. So when you think you're like, I can't wait for him to walk, and they start walking, you're like, shit, he's mobile. This sucks. Like I got like keep up, but I think no doubt about it, man. I think. Screw songwriting, screw music, screw anything else. There's nothing you'll ever do ever more than being a father and like having a kid. They give you a whole different perspective on everything. And I think you've already figured that out, Austin. And I know Cole has. And so they make you realize like things don't matter as much as you think. You're like, well, I got to go play this show, or I got to go write this song, or I got to go play golf, or like whatever. But the reality is like they become like first place in the centrifugal world for you. And then mama becomes 2, and I think you become 3. Whereas everyone's like, oh, my wife was first. She was 1, I was 2. That's not true until you have kids. Before you have kids, you're 1 because you're like trying to protect and trying to be there for her. And then you have a kid, and the kid shoots to 1, and she goes immediately to 2, and you go to 3, and you're like, wait, I was number 1 before this shit, you know. But I think it's the best thing you'll ever do. I would never take that back, and I love being a father.
I'm number 5 now.
Yeah, he's 5. He's 5, so he's got 3 kids, then wife, then him.
Yeah, after tonight, missing T-ball practice, you're number 6 under the dog. So, well, a guy that has no kids. He's our first regular. He's the most handsome, one of the most handsome guys to step on this stage. He's 6'11", the next big superstar in Nashville. Give it up for our first regular, Mr. Chace Saunders.
Thank you, guys. I'm not 6'11". Let's keep the kids out of my life for a little longer, shall we?
You might have one somewhere.
Brother, won't you come on down? Won't you come on down to the water with me? And brother, don't you make a sound. 'Cause old John's sitting on his back porch with a gun on his knee. If we're caught out here rigging fishing line, couple of rods and a jug of moonshine, well, John ain't the kind of man to take no excuse. You might ask him for a little mercy, beg him for a little grace, but there ain't any use in us trying to run away. Johnny boy, take his coffee black, Copenhagen in a bottle of Jack. You got an old brass harp in a Kia G, just waiting for trouble like you and me. Got callous hands and nearly 2x4, and road knows a guy working the door. I'll be damned if that man don't work anymore. We ain't got the sense to leave before we cause a scene. And John ain't gonna let us go without taking a piece. If we end up letting loose and he hears us through the trees, this ain't gonna be no catch and release. They got chicken wire and no bear traps and bird shot in a burlap sack, but that fishing hole was the best in Jackson County. Don't know why you ever moved out here, 'cause you can't buy liquor and they don't sell beer. Then where the hell to get all of that Jack Daniels whiskey from? We ain't got the sense to leave before we cause a scene. And John ain't gonna let us go without taking a piece. If we end up letting loose and he hears us through the trees, this ain't gonna be no catch or release. 1, 2, 3, 4. We ended up at the end of John's holler, and we set ourselves up right by the water, and the sun was going down. So we got that moonshine out. When them rods began to shake and move, we jumped right up and gave a howl at the moon. We stopped real quick when we heard a zip and a blast from old John's shotgun. We ran out of there about as fast as we could, kept on running till we was out of the woods. Ended up way out past the county line. Left a tackle box and 2 bait caches, but we couldn't hold our laughter, 'cause we still had a half a jug of that moonshine. A little late night moonshine, a little late night moonshine, a little late night moonshine, catch and release. A little late night moonshine, a little late night moonshine, a little late night moonshine, catch and release.
Where'd you grow up?
Thank you.
God,
I didn't hear what word you said.
Let me guess, Kentucky.
Yeah, it was Kentucky.
Nailed it.
Wow. Chace Saunders back for the 3rd time.
Thanks,
This is
man.
our 4th show. This guy is going to be a star, and you guys are lucky to be here and watch him.
I hope so, man.
And I'm gonna explain why. I'm gonna explain why. That song was absolutely a movie. I felt like I was going through every emotion of What's his, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, Old John.
Old John.
I'm glad you
Old
could-
John. I was at Old John's freaking property trying to fish, and he caught me drinking some moonshine with ice.
I know, right?
That is a song you don't hear. It's not like a hit you hear on the radio. It's a song that's very much Chace Saunders, and I appreciate you taking a risk tonight and playing that song.
Thank you, man.
Because you come up here every week and just blow me away. I've heard 3 different songs from you every single week.
Thank you, man.
It's unreal.
That means the world. Appreciate you.
So is that a true story?
So it's not a completely true story. I like to fish, but that situation in particular didn't happen. We were actually at Lake Cumberland once, and we were wanting to jump off some cliffs, and a couple of kids rolled up to us in their boat, and were unsupervised. They probably should have had an adult with them, and they were like, "You guys want to go jump off that waterfall over there?" And we're like, "Hell, why not?" Do you know how to get up there? Because we've been trying to figure out.
Yep.
They're like, yeah, just follow us. So we climbed up this rock, and then we're going through the woods, and me and my buddies, and they take us through someone's backyard, and they're like, "All right, make sure you keep your head down when you go over here, because he's got a gun. He will shoot you, and he's got bear traps.
I love that.
So just watch out for the old bear traps."
Wow.
And we're like, "There's no way. These kids got to be embellishing." But lo and behold, there was a bear trap. It was, I had already gone off.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to worry about it anymore.
I'll tell
With
you,
a bear in it?
for me, where my head went, I mean, just like Austin said, it just takes you down this story, and it puts me back riding my truck on a dirt road in Georgia to what was I thinking by Dirk Bentley.
Nice, love that.
And it just kind of you're there as soon as the first note you hit. I'm there.
Would y'all
And-
play it on the course?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know.
I'll
It
take
might
that.
slow my tempo or speed my tempo up, so
Yeah.
I might shank one to
Not
that
sure.
one.
Okay.
But
Honestly, yeah.
I could shank one if I've been hungover too. So.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I gotta say, I think if you don't already know who they are or haven't looked into them, I can probably list like 5 people that are in the vein of what that is, that are incredible artists, whether they've had huge hits or not. But first comes to mind is Channing Wilson, and Channing can sing like just blow it away, and he's a big old boy from Georgia, and but like Daryl Scott and like like go look at like the deeper sides of like where people come up with like
We got a woo girl back
the
there.
bluegrass stuff. Yeah, somebody gave a woo to Daryl Scott, but Daryl Scott wrote "It's a Great Day to Be Alive," and he's actually, that wasn't really his wheelhouse. But go listen to Daryl, like a song called "The Hummingbird," and like those kind of things are the same thing. They're writing like these true, straight up stories, but also like current guys like Brett Cherokee and. Some of these guys are doing that. Wyatt McCubbin, like they're those guys. If you can find a way to them, not through me. I know them well, but don't find them through me. Just find your way
Not
to
gonna
them.
give me the hookup.
But I'm telling you, like
Go to Tin Roof.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I spent enough time there anyway. So.
But no, but I
Hell
mean,
yeah.
man, it's really cool, man. And you can sing your ass off and you can tell a story.
Thank you.
Even feels like some Robert Earl Keen stuff, like Shades of Grey. That song.
yeah.
If you don't know that song, like go listen to Robert Earl Keen, Shades of Grey.
All right.
Is the same kind of deal. It's like it's this whole story, man. And it's cool that you can tell a whole story like that. And
But fuck you
Thank
for
you.
singing so good.
All right. Well, give me a critique. Give me a critique.
you're asking questions now. Fucking three times here, and you're
critique,
asking the
3 times here,
questions.
he's
I need to be
critiques.
critiqued. I've gone on the show 3 times.
All right, here's my
Yeah,
critique,
yeah.
and this is honest to God. I think you need a hit.
Yeah.
You need a hit song.
Okay.
You need like everybody
Great
does.
critique there,
No,
Austin.
I mean, plain and simple. You need a song that is. It's gonna be boring for you, and that's what's annoying.
But the masses are gonna love it, right?
Yeah, but I think that's kind of this balance that you.
The masses put asses in the seats.
Listen, I'm okay with that. That's
here's
totally fine with
here's the truth. Here's the truth.
Yeah.
You are a true artist. You are a phenomenal guitar player. You have a phenomenal voice. You write stories. You need a song that's boring for you, and that's what sucks.
Yeah,
because your voice on a hit song that's boring but appeals to a lot of people is going to make you a lot of money.
Okay.
And I guess
I like that.
my
answer.
only advice to you is like, just don't try to get too far away from that song that you just sang tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be a hit that you hear on the radio, but it's gonna be a hit for you, for the fans that buy into Chace Saunders, that listen to you and love you.
For sure.
So don't stray away from that. Don't change your moral compass of who you are. That boy from Kentucky, small town Kentucky. Don't ever leave that.
It's not a small town, but
Okay, well,
fair enough. I'm glad that I give
don't.
all that.
But you're gonna have to write a down the middle country song.
Sure.
That's. I mean,
I
that's
appreciate the
that's
honesty.
yeah.
Thank you.
I don't think that it needs to be down the middle. I think that I don't know. I wish there was anybody up here that I could roast and be like, "You fucking suck," but everybody's been so good so far. Dude, I think you stick true to yourself, and you, not to go against what you said, but I think your vocal is so strong and your guitar playing is so good. You just have to find that middle ground of what meets what you love. You played that for us, so you love that.
Yeah. And what other people love, right?
Where's the middle ground in that? And that's exactly where you win.
I like that.
What's a
It's
hit?
right down
what's
the
a
middle.
hit? Like, what's a hit that you like? I guess. What's a hit?
man.
Like,
A
what's
hit-
what's one of your favorite songs of all time?
A hit country song.
I really like Talkin' Tennessee, like that by Morgan Wallen.
Yeah.
That's one of my. I don't know if
I've
it's
heard
like
of
one
him.
of his big hits, but like
It's
that's,
not one of his big hits. What's
What
one
you
of
want?
your, what's a
What
big?
How country feels. Is
That's
one
a
of my-
great how
Yeah,
country feels.
Go
Okay.
in that lane.
Yeah.
And even if it takes like channeling it, not to the down out of how country feels, but the feel of that song puts us all in a place.
Yep.
And the feel of that song you just played puts us all in a place.
Copy
So
that.
find what puts you in a place
Okay.
and puts everybody else in a place. And that's all I got.
All right, awesome. Thank you.
Mine would be, if you're asking me this question, I would say, to be honest with you, fuck all that. I think you just do exactly what you do over and over again, and you're going to write 3,500 songs,
Yep.
and you might have 2 hits, but they're going to be hits like Daryl Scott had, "Great Day to Be Alive," or other like Guy Clark and Tony Lane, those kind of guys that had hits and wrote 3,500 songs that people care about more than the hits, and they're like, "Who wrote that song?" They're like, "Oh, Daryl Scott wrote that. It's a great day to be alive." Daryl, go listen to Daryl sing that song. I promise you, believe it
will.
more than Toby. And Toby was a dude, like he
Yeah.
loved music, but
Okay.
I don't.
Tripp.
To me, I don't think that you try to find a down the middle thing. I think you just write like Cole does with A War of Attrition. Write 3,000 songs, and you might have 2 that become huge songs, and you're like, I don't really care that they are or not.
Yeah.
And people go, I can't believe that dude wrote
I
this.
want to change what
How
I said.
old are you?
I'll
I wanna
take it all
change-
in. I'll
I
take
want
it all
to change.
in.
I want
This
to
is my
change what I
question.
said.
How old are you?
I'm 27. I just turned 27. Well, 3 months ago I turned 27.
Everybody just
say-
needs to keep working.
When I say down the middle, I mean a song that a guy from Arizona, which I'm from, can understand and comprehend.
For sure.
I didn't grow up with a Mr. John. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't. That's not a.
Yeah, but
what was
also,
I thinking? Hold
but
on.
Also, Austin, he doesn't. The other thing is, you can sing a song from where you're from that people understand, and he can sing a song from where he's from. That
For
people
sure.
understand. It doesn't. That
Yours
doesn't
is
change.
Mr.
like
John.
What I'm trying
I like
to
to
say
speak.
is, what was I thinking by Dierks Bentley
Yeah.
is what I mean by down the middle. It is.
sure.
It doesn't matter if you're from Georgia or Arizona. That's a
Inner daddy had a heart
relationship.
like a 9-pound hammer.
You need that
From Alabama, where I'm from.
You need that song. You need that concept in the song you just sang.
And that's
I
what
get
that
you.
was. I mean,
That's
Get
it.
you. Awesome.
I think it's
I
good,
appreciate
man.
it. Thank
I
you.
think fucking
Thank
rock
you for
and
the
roll.
cruising. Yo, give it up for Austin
Great
Burke.
job.
Thank you for having me, man.
There's
I
a
appreciate
reason
it.
that he's the first regular on the show. There's a reason that he's going to come back week after week and crush it. The guy is just incredible. I mean,
Love you guys.
that is it is insane to just see the talent on this. Like, you know, you
By the way,
realize-
how do you have something on this that says he can solve a Rubik's Cube in 2 minutes, and we don't have one up here for him
does
to
it
prove
say?
it?
I'm bringing a Rubik's Cube.
He's like,
next
I
time
have
he
one in
comes
my
up.
truck.
Can you do a pull up?
Of course you do. It's okay, nerd. We're done with that
I'm bringing a
part.
Rubik's Cube next time. He said he can solve one
Just
in
keep
under 2
writing.
minutes. I'm getting a timer and a Rubik's Cube for
Yeah.
next show. Mark my words.
I watched the whole documentary on Rubik's cubes. It's worth a watch. Yeah.
What?
Sounds stupid, but I
A
may have watched it
I
twice.
documentary
think
on
2
Rubik's
minutes
Cube?
feels long. I think like the world record's like 13 seconds.
Yeah.
That's not that good. That's
they're
being
doing like
I'm
4
an
or
8
5.
handicap at golf. That's not that
The
good.
whole world out there you know nothing about, dude. It's crazy.
We're so proud of you.
Wait, you said you watched it twice?
1.5. I fell asleep the second time, but it was.
Oh my God.
It was no.
This podcast is becoming something crazy.
Sorry.
No. Wow. You were say that again? Just say it on the mic.
Cole said, I'm starting to get drunk, and I think it'd be funny what I say next. And I was like, well, I was drunker when I started this.
Oh, there we go.
That's true.
Here we
Anyway,
go.
whatever.
John, the next name.
Who's up?
Whatever. I'll just trust it. Why don't you talk about Johnny Mac for just a second? Just a second.
So we're gonna go.
Because that's how we got.
We're going,
that's
like,
how
to
we
the
got
famous of,
together.
like,
That's
Johnny
how
Mac,
we
yeah.
kind of got to know each other.
Yeah, I don't know like how much. Well, I mean, you know, he's like a brother to me, but this guy hosts this like incredible tailgate down in Tallahassee, Florida. He's on the board with me at Florida State for the Seminole Masters, and I remember years ago they're like, "You got to go to Johnny Mac's tailgate," and I did, and it was awesome. And then I guess
I did.
Austin has also been there, and then years later I know Johnny Mac as John McCann, is like my dear friend and brother. But he sent a message when he saw this was going on tonight. He's like, y'all better give me a shout out. So here's your shout out, Johnny.
Well, here's your
Mac.
shout out, Johnny. Tyler and I think Tyler and I met. Well, we really hung out a lot in Key West. But I played the Florida State tailgate. It's honestly, if I could put it up there, it's probably one of my best shows ever that I've ever experienced.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
The girls are terrible. They are not hot.
Yeah, they're about the same as your football team.
Well, you can't say that this year. Same as our football team 2 years ago.
True.
Anyways,
Look at this guy.
Let's get off of Florida State.
Who we got now?
All right, now play me something while I'm pissed off, kid.
Channing Wilson Jr. up here.
We got Chandler James, who a couple days ago said,
Channing James.
I will definitely fill in. We had somebody drop out, and last minute he's filling in. So, Mr. Chandler James singing the song, The Man I Never Knew.
Don't fuck this up, Chandler. We're fighting over football before you sing a song about your old man or something.
Every bone in his body cracks when he walks.
Yep.
He's got a plate in his back that the U.S. Army bought. Hard-headed and stubborn, just like any old man. He still thinks he can do it all, but who am I to say he can't? He dropped out of high school to work the field with his old man. And when the bank took that away, he signed on with Uncle Sam. He spent some time in Korea. He seen Japan. I got a box of shaky letters, prove he was there. His hands are tough and battered from years of running round. He loves God and me and Mama and this sweet woman he found. Tells stories about his younger days, racing cars and raising hell, and gives Grandma all the credit for keeping him out of jail. Every chance I get, I'll stop by and hear a few more stories about the man I never knew. There wasn't much to do when he came home from the war, so he signed his name again on the local police force. He made that his living, 30 years of keeping folks safe, working late at night while Grandma sat at home awake. His hands are tough and battered, years are running round. He loves God and me and Mama and the sweet woman he found. Tells stories about his younger days, racing cars and raising hell, and and gives Grandma all the credit for keeping him out of jail. Every chance I get, I swing by and hear a few more stories about the man I never knew. Grandpa was a lover down to his core, and he'd throw a fist or two if you could push him that far. Now he's old and gray, he can't live like that no more, but I still hear the stories of the man he was before. His hands are tough and battered from years of running round. He loves God and me and Mama and the sweet woman he found. Tells stories about his younger days, racing cars and raising hell, and gives Grandma all the credit for keeping him out of jail. Every chance I get, I swing by and hear a few more stories about the man. More stories about that man, the man I never knew.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
Thanks.
Where are you from?
I'm from the original Nashville, North Carolina.
I'm from the original Nashville, Georgia.
Mine was first, but sure.
No, just the state of Georgia.
Let's not argue about what was the original Nashville. Let's talk about some real shit.
Did that bring us back together, Tyler?
What,
did that song bring us back together? Or you still hate me?
I don't, but I love you.
I know we were fighting about Florida State, but that freaking song, man, is so good.
I want to go
so
last.
good.
I want y'all to
It's
say
so
what you're
good.
going to say because I have something to say.
Yeah,
and I
say it.
And I don't want.
I'll go first.
One of y'all to talk.
Who's
after
your
me.
influences?
Chris Stapleton, a band called American Aquarium, probably.
BJ.
BJ Barr.
Man,
me and
BJ
him are
have been
buddies.
drunk in 1,000 towns together.
Really?
Back in the day. Back in the day.
BJ's cool, man. And a few more, but yeah.
You remind me of Jamie Johnson.
Yeah.
Like just how you nonchalantly just kind of, not nonchalantly, but your vocal presence in the room and then the songwriting of just the storytelling behind the song. I felt everything in that. So
it's definitely a compliment.
thank you for that song.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it.
What? Tell us who that's about and explain a little bit about that song.
It's about my granddad. He lived a really cool life. He dropped out of school in the 10th grade to help his dad run a family farm. They went bankrupt. The bank came and took the farm away. So he went overseas to Korea.
Wow.
My grandma and him got married. He was 16. She was 18. She went to Korea with him, and they lived in Korea. Then he came home, became a law enforcement officer with a, not even a high school diploma. Spent 30 years in law enforcement, became the first Republican sheriff of the county I grew up in. Was sheriff of the county for 12 years, Nash County. And sheriff of the county for 12 years, retired. Everybody knows his name. It's a very small town, obviously, but still. So, yeah, it's kind of about their life together. We just lost my grandma in July, so that makes it, that was the last song I ever wrote that she heard, and it kind of was about her.
You
so
wrote that by yourself, right?
I did write that by myself.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, dude.
You
I
can,
want to say.
and you can tell it in your songwriting.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it.
So something I noticed, like just from like being on stage, as someone that plays on stage, and as does Cole, as does Austin, did you just have this little way about like you weren't like over trying to do it? You're like just singing the song, and you're like,
Yeah.
you're like there's the mic, and that's fine. But I mean this in like the best way. Like I honestly think that is the hardest thing to understand for people when they're like, I want to like crush this and sing the shit out of the song.
Yeah.
Like you just like, and it's to me it's similar. I said it before, like with Chace, but like a Channing Wilson or Jamie Johnson, who's a dear friend of mine, or Randy Houser. Like you watch these guys like with a microphone. These guys are not like attacking a microphone.
Yeah.
They're just like telling their story while they're playing, and they're like, this is it at ease, and you're doing that song in like an easy way. That's special, man. Like I sit back here and look at you, I'm like, that's cool. Like watching you, like you're just like, you're not like aggressively trying to be like, listen to my fucking song. You know what I mean? Like you're just like you have your moment, and honestly, I think that is like the biggest. That's probably the best thing that you'll ever do if you do it forever. Like I think that the more chances to be a star is the fact that you can like shut the fuck up and make people shut the fuck up while you sing a song. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like you're not like
They
going
listen
crazy.
because they want to, not because
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I got you. I appreciate
turn.
you letting me jump on.
I'm a bit speechless, so go ahead. Say something. Do you have something to say?
I don't know. I just wish something could be chicken shit tonight, but it hasn't yet. And I can't criticize anything.
First of all,
that's horse shit.
I'll say this. There was a moment in that song that I literally, bro, I had to hold back tears. I lost my great grandpa. He was my hero. I lost him last year, and he was in World War II. And just hearing that song, man, it just brought me back. These guys got to meet my grandpa in Arizona. And,
Right, he was front row of the stage like when we played.
Yeah. But no, he was my hero, and
He was a woo paw.
yeah.
Woo! Paw!
Woo paw. It's like the Woo Girls. A woo paw. That's
A woo paw.
crazy. Man, that is such a special song. I love songs that pay tribute to our heroes. They're the reason that we get to be on this stage. They're the reason we have stupid podcasts, write stupid songs. They're the ones that make all this happen. And so for you paying tribute, bro, thank you. Thank you.
Hey, tell us about these square bodies.
I have a couple notes. First of all, I am afraid to hear you belt it because I know that song was like right in your wheelhouse, but I know you can just freaking crush it I'm scared. I'm actually scared to hear it because you're so, like Tyler said, you're so clean. You're so down the middle. You probably, when you record a song, you don't need any freaking auto-tune. You're amazing. You're amazing. I'm going to say one more thing. Is that song out?
It's not. It'll be out this year, hopefully. If I can get with my producer the dates straight between both of us.
All right, producer, get it together.
That
We need this song.
Is it- it's not recorded yet?
No, it's like I just got to do vocals and then finish it up. And then
Okay.
Oh, so you got to do vocals. That's you.
Yeah. It's my fault, but it's me.
What
and
are you doing
me
tomorrow?
And the producer's dates aren't working out. You know what I mean?
You just got A-listed.
You don't really.
First of all, the second that song comes out, you made the A-list. Congratulations. Not only that, we're going to do something that's only happened once in this show's history because I have got to have this guy come back week after week and hear the songs that he's making because he almost made me cry for the first time on this stage. You are our next regular. Congratulations, Mr. Chandler Jones, baby. Whenever you're in town, you got a place on this show, and that does not come lightly. It's like the golden ticket, whatever you want to call it.
Taylor, do you live here?
Yeah. I live here. Yeah.
Okay, so every week.
I kind of want to hear you belt one real quick.
No, don't do that shit.
Yeah, save it.
You know what I loved is that
We got a lot of time together. Come back next week and play a song that you belted.
But Chandler, come find me and I want to tell you some people to listen to.
No, he's just going to ask you to write with him. So
No, I'm not. Yeah. No.
Oh, man. Dude, do you guys have anything else to say? I mean, do you want to?
Yeah, that's
No.
all. I thought it was awesome, dude.
I'll tell you about the square.
I
body
really enjoyed it.
Unbelievable. We're going to have a lot to talk about. If you're a fan of this show, if you're here, get to know the name. Chandler James. He's coming back. Let's go, baby.
Chandler James, y'all.
Wow. Wow. Huh?
That dude is a star.
He's a star. Absolutely a star. And
I
he
keep
doesn't even
saying
know it
stuff
yet.
off the microphone, and
You should say it in the microphone. It's why, like,
fuck
again.
all y'all for being good.
Yeah, this is the best crowd. This is literally such an amazing crowd to have you guys listening and hanging on to every word. And for those of you that are watching and seeing the podcast, I mean, come to Nashville, come to the Greenlight Bar and experience this. It's a fun time. I want to give a quick shout out to our one and only sponsor, Picker. Picker right here is one of the best new apps that's about to come out. If it's out right now, sign up. We got an. She joined.
Already drew.
Shout out to Picker though. If you want to join Picker, sign up. You download the app and basically you can pick your team. It's like fantasy football for artists, for musicians. If you're a producer, you join and you have basically Airbnb, you know, for music, for studios. You can go on there, pick your studio, pick your producer, pick your guitar player, your bass player, whoever you want on your team to record your album, to record your music. This is who you go through to make that happen. They've vetted all their artists. They've made it all very easy and seamless. You sign up on the app, and if you're in this crowd tonight or watching, please download the app Picker, Pickr, and we got to get some kind of code or something to plug. But they have been so kind to be my first sponsor on the show. But I wouldn't plug them if I didn't believe in them. If you want to have an app that makes your songwriting, your artist experience seamless, it's Picker. They're the best in town.
Love that.
And shout out to playing through tonight. If you own a golf course or are a member at a golf course or know some golfer friends, and you happen to want to have these guys play a show for you, if you have $500 million and want Tyler, Reeve, and Cole Taylor to be on your show, hit them up. Playing Through is an incredible company, and man. It's been cool to have you guys. You having a good time? What do you think about this?
Dude, I think this is great. I think this is an unbelievable experience for the songwriters just are trying to get started to come and experience a crowd like this and a place like this. Thank you so much for hosting. Thank you for setting the platform for people. When I moved to town, I would have loved to had this experience. So thank you.
Give it up for Brenna Bone singing her song Better.
Who showed up in a paid-for truck, got you home when you had too much, loved you till the wheels fell off. And who held on when the road got rough, fought your fights when you weren't that tough. Yeah, I did, but those days are gone. Yeah, I hope she was worth it, and I hope that her kiss was good enough to give up on the one good thing you had. You should've never bought it that strong drink, should've never danced to a slow song. You could've been tearing up some midnight sheets, tangled up with me till the sun turned on. Thought you'd find a love better than mine, but someday on a whiskey night when your last call barstool boys and all alone, you're gonna know you should've known better, 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 better. Yeah, you should've known better, 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 better. If you want 5-inch heels and a little black dress, doing side to side up inside your head, and head downtown on Friday night. Oh, when you see me with someone else, won't have to tell you, you'll be telling yourself. You should've never bought it that strong drink, should've never danced to a slow song. Could've been tearing up some midnight sheets, tangled up with me till the sun turned on. Thought you'd find a love better than mine, but someday on a whiskey night when your last call barstool boys and all alone, you're gonna know you should've known better, 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 better. You should've known better, better,
Miss Brenna Bone. I loved how you were kind of throwing some shade, throwing a little bit of shade during that song.
Sorry. I was just going to talk
It's
to
kind
you
of
like
weird to
this.
look back here. I know.
Yeah, hold on.
No, you're good. You're good. But no, you were throwing some shade. You were throwing some shade, and you're wearing all black.
I'm
you
always
could tell.
throwing
You know,
shade.
you're like, let's go. I mean, this guy, this poor bastard. You know, honestly. But no, I really enjoyed that song.
I love the end of the chorus where you didn't rhyme better. How you went with the known rhyme instead of the better rhyme, because as a songwriter, when we hear songs, you're expecting the better. When I see the title better, I'm like, oh, it's gonna rhyme with forever or together. So I love that. I think the key could come down a little bit, but your voice is so good.
Thank you.
So instead of stretching to the highest part you can get, maybe bring it down half a key, and you were in the sweet
The
spot.
sweet spot.
But
Thank you.
I love the songwriting aspect, the take on the songwriting, and the way you have the commerciality aspect of it. It's so good.
Thank you. There's
Absolutely.
actually, I'll be honest, this felt like a stretch to me for some reason tonight.
Yep.
And so in the record, the song actually goes, better, 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 oh! Like there's a big like crowd chant that's like, oh, that's, yeah, it's very, it's cool. No, it sounds
It's all
cool.
high for me.
And,
Hell yeah.
And, you know, the hope for, like, that part of the song is that I want it to get stuck in people's heads.
Yep,
I
love it.
want everybody to go home tonight and be like, better, better,
I probably
better.
will.
Dang
Yes.
it. Why is it stuck in my head?
I will. It's so good, though.
100%.
Thank you.
Tyler, you have any thoughts?
I also thought it was awesome, but I think I'm just gonna give you my true on this part of the song. It's like it's right there, but I feel like you're missing a low hanging fruit when this is one of the guys I trust all the time in the room, and where he said one thing, I feel the other way. I feel like if you instead of saying better, 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 like if you go to this point where you're like if you think she's that fucking good, go and get her. You could have known better.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's
And like
cool.
and the thing is, you actually flip the words if you do it that way. So you're like, if you think she's that fucking great, go and get her. You could have known better.
That's cool. I like that.
But then, I think you go on the other side of it and you go. Does she want to take this chance with you? She want to do whatever. Go and bet her.
Ooh.
Okay, songwriter.
Go
I
go
love that.
back to the other side, and then go back and sing the shit and
That's
go.
cool.
You think she's so great? Fucking go and get her. You could have known better.
Ooh, that's
And if she's gonna have your heart forever, says she'll have it forever, go and better.
Oh, I like
Make
that.
her double down. Make her do all this shit. Go and
That's
better.
cool.
So that's my take on it, because I think it was so close that I thought you were gonna go there, and didn't quite get there. But it's not because of anything other than probably the same thing where someone also who is a massive hit songwriter, written a bunch of songs, his brain was like, that's not the place to go. My brain is like, that's the place to go. And that's where, he and I work and write different songs in different ways, or write them together, and we fight about things. But
Together.
we'll be together forever,
I would
forever.
love to hear all of us try to sing that song.
But I also think, yeah. But,
that is so good.
but I think it's good. I think
Thank you.
I think
No,
it was a
I
really good
appreciate
song.
it.
I think you can attack that better.
It worked.
You're going to be doing that every
But
time.
also, no one's waiting for you to say
It'll be
better
in my
3
head
times,
when I'm
you know
going
what I mean?
home.
I
No, I appreciate
For me,
that.
I'm not waiting for you to say better 3 times. I'm
No, I
waiting for you
hear
to tell me where that is, and every song doesn't need a turn of a phrase. And we get caught in that, but this song is so lined up for it, where I'm like, fucking turn
Where is
the
it?
phrase. So
Where
I
is
think
it?
and that's where it is, and I think you should go do it, and I think you should type down the shit I just said, because I thought it was pretty fucking good.
It was good. It was
Tyler's trying to
impressive.
get right in
He's
credit.
gonna ask you for a little.
And
bit.
I will ask for a 0.
Yeah.
Seriously though, I think that it was a great song.
you're good.
Great
Thank
song.
you.
You sang your ass off on it, and I believed it. I just want it to pay off right in that moment, and I want you to tell someone if you think it's that good, go and get her.
No, I
if
love
you know
that.
better.
That's cool.
Get
Right?
her.
And then and then do the thing about like literally betting her, like put your heart on the line, double down. Yeah, like that's cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Cool.
No, I think you're a star. I think you're a star. You got the look.
Agreed.
You have the voice. You have the
you.
songs. You just made the A-list, 100%.
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm still so confused about this. Like, I feel like I'm about to play Mario.
So here's what's happened. Dean made this freaking shit at his house
today,
and it's actually kind of crazy. It's a bald eagle.
It's a great one.
It's
he
a
was like,
bald
we need a
eagle with
noise.
like a pinball machine. I said
great noise.
It sounds like when you're in Vegas and you walk by like a America.
Oh, that's what it is.
It's like
that's every time I lose leaving the
me
Vegas
too.
airport. It's like Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And there's an eagle and the national anthem on electric guitar also buried in there too.
So
it was all free on the internet, so I just threw it into Logic.
It's the craziest sound ever. I love it. You made the A-list. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Better is a great song, and I would love to have you back. Do not quit. Do not stop. I know it says right here you're a respiratory can I read? Respiratory
therapist.
Good God. Respiratory therapist. I have asthma. I should know what that is. And it's just so cool. You have so many, everybody has a job when they're trying to make it and do not stop doing music. Do not stop putting music out. You're a star. You have the hit look, the hit everything.
Yes.
You're one song away, and I know it.
Thank you.
So,
I hope.
would love
You're
to
like
have you
at
back.
least you're twice as pretty as Chandler.
It's saying a lot.
Oh man, that is ridiculous.
But that's good for Chandler.
Oh. Brenna Bone, you're a star. We can't wait to have you back.
Thanks for having me. So nice to meet y'all.
Absolutely.
I'm overdoing it.
Now Dean just does
Get
that.
another shot.
Sorry.
He went from guitar player to pinball machine maker.
Should have never given me this laptop.
Pew, 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 pew.
That's what I was
Never
looking
forget,
for.
somebody wrote a song that deaf, dumb, blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. That wouldn't work in 2025.
And now,
We're getting started. Do we have one left?
We have 7 left. I just got warmed up.
Oh, we do
I'm
have
ready.
one left. Well, there's that. Jesus, is that where we're at? Are you guys having fun still? Are we still a bit entertaining?
hey,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it.
it says Mazza.
Anyways, so Tyler, you have one of the best stories in the world about your song, In Case You Didn't Know, which is one of 11 songs that have gone diamond in country music. It's unbelievable to have you on stage. There are literally, I don't know, a few people in the world that have a song that's gone diamond. You have two songs of the year. Can you explain the story about, which I've heard a million times, but I don't think a lot of people have heard about Key West and how you met Brett Young and wrote the song, In Case You Didn't Know?
I only can't wait to tell it because I know Cole's like, I can't wait to listen to this shit again.
I can tell it.
You can tell it. Yeah. Basically, I was in Key West, Florida, playing the Songwriter Festival, and it'd been like I'd gone down there for 4 years in a row, and it was like if you had hits or like album cuts or anything else, they paid for your flight and your room. If you didn't, they paid for your room, but you had to pay for your own flight, and it became a thing. Some publishers would pay for your flight or whatever, and so like 4 years in, I had one album cut, one. There's a song called "Whiskey on My Breath," which I still to this day love that song. But it was my first album cut ever, and I got down there and I was like, man, I'm a pro at this festival. I'm gonna leave on Sunday instead of Monday, not fly home hungover with everyone else. So I called my BMI representative. I was like, hey, y'all, I can't play on Sunday because I'm going to fly out Sunday. And they were like, that's totally fine with us. We didn't even know you were playing the festival. And I was like, that's awesome. So I bought a flight for Sunday morning, 9 a.m., woke up at 9:05 as my flight flew over my head. And I was like, this is bullshit. So I called my Delta rep. And I was like, hey, I'm a Delta Sky Miles Medallion member, Silver platinum. Please make sure I'm on the next flight. And they're like, Mr. Reeve, just by signing up for Delta, you're silver. So we're not going to do anything to help you. I was like, okay. And they're like, so you can leave on Wednesday. And I was like, well, I can't afford to stay here until Wednesday. So I went and got re-drunk in Key West to try and get over it. And then I met this dude that was a tall, handsome guy named Brett Young. And I played a few songs while I was drunker than a skunk. And he's like, man, I love your songwriting. You want to go to Mexico with me to write these songs? And I was like, no, I don't. Because I feel like some weird shit will happen if I leave one tropical location, go to another tropical location, and with you, I'll have to explain some weird shit to my girlfriend. And so I tried not to go, and he bought me 2 shots of whiskey, and I ended up down in Mexico. And 3 days later, we actually wrote, because he's scared of bugs, we wrote, in case you didn't know, baby, I'm crazy about you. And we ended up on that whole melody in that song. We wrote it in about 40 minutes on the 3rd day of that trip. And he had his new record deal with Big Machine. And Jimmy Harnon's like, this is like a song of the year type deal. And we're like, whatever. We're like drinking tequila down in Mexico. And so anyway, I ended up back up in town and wrote that. And Brett signed that record deal. And that song did a lot of shit. And it was cool. That's it.
Well, very rarely do you get to meet a guy that wrote a song that went diamond. Very rarely do you get to meet somebody as talented as Mr. Cole Taylor. So I want to thank you guys for being on this panel with me and
Absolutely.
just giving honest advice. I mean, that's the biggest thing, is just being honest and being real, and that's what it's all about. You know, it's a community. Nashville's a community, and you guys started from nothing. I know you did, and now look at yourselves. You're pretty
Yeah,
cool,
man.
Pretty cool.
My advice would be, man, if you have an idea, like, just write it. Like, the funny thing is, like, people are afraid of the truth because they're like, what would radio say? Or, like, what would, like, if you just tell people, like, just say exactly what you think right now. And they say, well, I'm scared of being around people and, like, I'm afraid of that, so, like, I run. You're like, all right, say, like, I'm scared to be around you, so I run. And, like, write that. Write that in the moment.
Let's
and
write that tomorrow.
It's
Let's write that
literally
tomorrow.
I already wrote it, but
And
I mean,
the big part is, if you're drunk in Key West and you want to go to Mexico, go.
With Brett Young.
yeah,
With
always,
Brett Young.
always go to
Always.
Mexico.
Well,
That's truth.
We have our next and last final guest of the night. Everybody give it up for Mike Sands singing his song, Marlena.
I woke up to the sound of crows. Then I turned around and you still weren't there. I was grateful for the noise. It's as if they know silence is more than I can bear. Marlena, so glad I got to know you. I'd rather miss you now than never know you at all. Marlena, you were just passing through. It's not your fault, I wasn't prepared to fall. I had to face another night alone. I dreamed about a day you'd return to me. I created scenes in my mind of you coming home, but I know that's just a fantasy. Marlena, so glad I got to know you. know you at all, Marlena. You were just passing through. It's not your fault, I wasn't prepared to fall. Now I've fallen so far. Where I started, I just can't see. But I don't seem to mind at all. Isn't that the way life's supposed to be? Marlena, so glad I got to know you. I'd rather miss you now than never know you at all, Marlena. You were just passing through. It's not your fault, I wasn't prepared to fall, Marlena. So glad I got to know you, Marlena.
All right,
Thank
so
you.
dude, where do you feel yourself like in genre wise? Like
Nowhere.
you don't know? Nowhere land?
Nope.
Like nowhere.
Okay.
So I think so I see like so you have like parts of what you write is like or like even Stevens, like I love a rainy night, like those kind of things that like feel that way. Obviously, the chord progressions are that way. They're on that other side of it. I think you got to focus on like who. Like first of all, you can write a song to Marlena, but like where are the other people feeling that part of it? So like I'd say go more like universal. Love Sal. I don't know how to say
Marlena's
that.
a crazy title for a song. Where'd you come up? Can you explain Marlena?
Are you in love with Marlena?
Yeah.
Where is she now?
You have to love a Marlena.
I want to know where Marlena is now.
I do know a Marlena. And that's
Well,
where
you
I
are
got
in
the
love
idea.
with her then. What? You can't write the title Marlena and not that is I've never even heard that name before.
I mean, dude, fuck, make it Christina. Like at least
No,
it's
no, no,
not
no,
like-
no, no, no. Hold on. You explain Marlena for just a second.
I like that name. The song just
too.
came to me, and I wanted to use that name.
Ooh, I like that.
You do know a Marlena though.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Is she beautiful?
I would say so. Yeah.
Do you want to get to know her?
All right, so
I do
You
know
glad
her.
you-
so
That
quick,
You
quick
cannot. I'm
question I
sorry.
have.
I'm sorry.
Or you're
I'm
right.
calling, but you cannot write a song called Marlena and not have feelings for Marlena.
We got notes.
Okay, this interview's over.
Do not bullshit us here. I know it's videotape, but you are in love
That
with
sex
Marlena.
must have been really good.
You came on this show and sang a song called Marlena. Where is she?
that's
Who
the
is she?
song.
Where is she from? Where is she from? Who's Marlena? Is she here?
No, she's not here.
Where is she?
I don't know.
I'm about to Instagram Marlena.
Yeah.
I've never heard that name before. You gotta love her.
It is a good name. It's good.
It's a beautiful name. I just want to know who she is. Where does she stand?
Marlena McBride.
Marlena love the night. That's easy. But I felt like that. I felt like that.
Oh,
that part of it. Like I feel the older style is what you like, right?
Well, that's a good. I like that because I'm from New York,
Yeah.
so I'm about as country as you can be coming from New York.
There we go.
Sure. There are a lot of country people from New York.
but
Actually,
when I was
upstate
growing
New York,
up,
a lot of country.
That is somebody that in New York we would listen to
For sure.
that was country
So
music.
tell us about the song. How'd you write the song? What's the story behind it? How did it come to you?
Songs just come to me. I usually don't sit down and say I'm going to write a song. They just come.
So
I guess my point is, when you sing songs and write songs and you know what I mean, like they usually mean something. When you say that it means nothing to you,
I
feel like you're holding back.
I didn't say it meant nothing.
So then what's the truth? Tell us the truth. What's the truth? Who is Marlena?
Tell us about
What's
Marlena.
Just tell us about who she is.
It's obviously a different name in a strip club
I've
somewhere
never
in
heard
fucking
it.
upstate New York.
Is she pretty hot?
Tina, I'd be like, yeah, all right, I know. You know, like it's Marlena. It's not a normal name. Who is she?
That's why that's why I like it, because it's not a normal name.
That's true.
Is there anything behind the song? How did it come to you? Give us something more. It didn't just come to you. The name Marlena didn't just come to you.
No,
Give us something more.
I know someone named Marlena, and I was talking to her.
She hot?
Yes.
Nice.
Talking to the mic. Talking to the mic. Talking to the mic.
And I was talking to her,
Big Mambo Jambos.
and she said to me that she was thinking of moving back to Florida.
Great state.
And so I thought of, I'm glad I got to know her before if she moves back to Florida. And that's where the whole idea for the song came.
Love
There
it.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
If she has a song called
Why did it
Mike,
take
we're
so
gonna
long to
lose our
get there?
minds.
Like, are you?
Hold on. What did you just say?
If she has a song called Mike, we're gonna lose our minds, dude. I'm sorry. We're getting way too personal, but we are very curious people.
TikTok, do your thing. Let's find Marlena. Let's get her with our boy.
We're bringing the show to Florida to find Marlena.
Songwriting wise, though, I do think your melody's good in it. The meaning of it is what we were reaching for.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean you were getting a little defensive, which is why I'm getting deeper because
I don't want any rumors to.
Yeah,
Well, Marlena, if you're out there,
There's a rumor going
we're looking for you.
we got by the way, we got our rep from TMZ here, so
Marlena, come out here.
yeah. I get it, man. I get it. No, songwriting's personal, and I get that you don't want to share. But I guess my point for the show is I want to dig deeper. I want to just not know the song, or you come on stage on a songwriter night and it's a bullshit story. Like, who are you? Where does this song come from? Give me like the substance, and I apologize if I dug too deep. I just want to know. You write a song called Marlena, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I want to know what that's about.
Yes.
So that's where we're at.
good melody.
Thank you.
Good melody.
Thank you very
I love the
Good melody.
message behind the song, trying to find the girl.
Yeah.
Or knowing the girl.
And we're
going to
find her.
We're going
TikTok,
to
do
find
your
her
thing.
right now.
Let's find Marlena and bring her back with Mike Sands. Come on. I've seen some crazy shit.
Marlena.
Another hook.
Tyler, you got anything else?
No.
Miller Line. I love the melody.
Mike, thank you, man. Thank you for being on the show. Marlena, wherever you're at, find this man. He's in love with you.
The truth comes out.
One chord at a time.
Marlena. That's wild.
Marlena McBride.
I love that.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I'm a dad
McBride.
of 3. I can make dad jokes.
Oh, my God. Dean, how we feeling?
Feeling good.
This
Feeling
is
good.
our longest show of the night.
This was long.
Of
This was
the
long,
episode.
but it was good.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time. Actually, one of my first writers round, I actually got to see Tyler play, in case you didn't know. And you also did the White Girls, White Claws song.
No, it's White Girls, White Wine, and Adderall.
White Wine, that's what it was.
It's a Kid Rock cut, man. Don't cut me down on
Is
that.
it?
You know?
I didn't. Maybe when I heard it, I don't know if it was. Yeah. Well, it's a legendary song around here.
I got the story
Thank
behind
you,
that
thank
too.
you, thank you.
No, boys, thank you for coming on. And, I really look up to you as a songwriter and artist. I want to touch on one thing because I know both of y'all, and it's been a long episode. I know everybody's ready to roll, but I'm kind of going through this phase in my life, and I really just genuinely want to ask this question. You both were artists at some point in your life, and how did you make that jump from artist to songwriter, and what did that look like for you? Because as I'm sitting on this stage, I'm like, I don't have a chance with the talent that's out there. They're so talented and so unbelievable. It's a bit overwhelming. And so I would rather maybe sometimes write the songs than have to perform them. But I just, you guys have done it so gracefully and done it so well, and I don't even think people notice that you did it. But can you kind of just explain that journey for some of the listeners that might be kind of in that same situation that I am right now?
Take it away.
I'll take it. Going so hard at the artists, being on the road, you leave Wednesday night, you get back on Sunday, and you have zero time to write songs. What made you fall in love with the music part of it? I was gonna say the craft, but the craft started when I was in college, in my bedroom, like the craft of the song. And then you get here, and you run the road, you leave everything. And for me, there was people that were cutting songs that I wrote, and I was not cutting any songs that they wrote for me. And it was a lot of faith in God, a lot of just kind of following my gut of, hey, God, should I be the artist or should I be the songwriter? And there was a big moment in my life. Cole Swindell called me when I had my first son. He called me like 3 days later, and he's like, hey, Stay Downtown is going to be my next single, which I wrote. And that was just the turning point in my life where I was like, okay, that's my sign from God to just be the songwriter. And I've been at so much peace from that, from just releasing myself from the dude on stage to the dude that writes the songs. Those guys they have the face, they have the brand, they have the name, and they hustle so much for that. And for me, I'm so much at peace just being like, hey, let me write your song for you.
They have the face, they have the brand, they get the accolades, they get the fame, they get all of it, but you have the song. And that's special.
Yes,
and I don't think a lot of people realize that.
We would not be up here talking without those guys.
For sure. True.
I would not be who I am without a Luke Bryan, a Florida Georgia Line, a Cole Swindell, anybody. I would just have a bunch of shitty songs that make it nowhere without those guys. And I can only hope that I have another 5, 10, 20, 30 years of doing it.
Well, you work your ass off, and I know you're going to do it.
Your name will never come off your kick drum, okay? So when Cole Taylor is Cole Taylor as an artist, Tyler Reeve is an artist, and Austin Burke is Austin Burke as an artist, your name's on your kick drum forever. Your bass player, your drummer, your lead guitar player, all those guys can leave and go play for someone else, and they still make a living. And that's where you have to make the decision. So, like, sometimes you are just the carrier of the song, and, like, if you're okay with it or not, like, I still love being on stage. I love it. So, like, I still want to perform, everything else, but I understand I'm never going to sell out an arena. But that doesn't mean that, what I'm doing is not worthy of it, right? So,
and that doesn't mean 50,000 fans aren't going to be screaming your song.
Certainly. And so it's like at one point you just have to be comfortable at that, and like kind of it's weirdly like not giving a fuck in that point. Like you're like, man, you know what I give a fuck about is like writing great songs and like hearing my song and on the radio and letting people hear it. Like that's the main
I agree
main
with that.
game, right? Yeah. So like
Well,
whoever can purvey it to the most people, whether you wrote it or you perform it, letting other people hear it, that's what you want. Like as a writer, period. So you got to understand that and come to terms with that. And sometimes that's like being the writer, sometimes being the artist, and sometimes it's both. Like for certain people. So to me, I'm
not giving a fuck,
and I just want to be a golfer.
Well, shout out to Playing Through. If you guys, again, are a part of a golf club, want to have these guys play at your golf club, Tyler Reeve, Cole Taylor, shout out to Picker, one of the best new apps in Nashville. They're going places. And my name's Austin Burke, Cole Taylor, Tyler Reeve. This is Playlisted. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
God bless you guys.